Hello everyone, welcome back to another What Sold video. This is for the week of February 6th to February 13th, and I like to kind of start my week review on a Tuesday because a lot of times on the weekends I run discounts and there's a trickle over effect from those discounts. So even if people don't take advantage of the offer or the promotion that I send on a Saturday or Sunday, a lot of times on Monday I'll get a kind of counter offer or people responding to that. So I like to include Mondays to capture that same weekend rather than starting a fresh week. Thanks to everyone who subscribed. Hopefully you're finding value and seeing some of what's sold and the profit margins that I'm able to get with having a higher cost of goods living in the Boston area. If you're new here, I'm ReFabFashion. I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari. And I've been doing this for 3 years now as a business. And let's get into reviewing the sales. I had many more this week than in some previous weeks if you've been watching some of the videos recently. This one was up to 26 sales for the week. And I like to take a look not just at my total sales and average selling price, but what's more important to me is after the shipping and platform fees and after taking out the cost of the item. I like to see what the gross profit is, so what gets transferred to my bank account, but then minus the cost of goods for what's sold. So on average, this week it was a bit higher. I've been hovering right around $20 per item as a gross profit, but this week you'll see I had some higher price point sales and some better margins. So it was just over $25 gross profit per item. This I'm going this time not in order of the week, but just by platform here for the week on eBay. Let's start here. If you were with me in one of my early haul videos, this item I found at a Savers. I had a 30% off coupon when I was shopping this day, right in the new year. This has no label to it, but it's all leather and has this very interesting wolf patch on it. It's a vest, so no size tag, no branding, but very clearly leather. This ended up selling for $42.49, which in my eBay store, I have my set price, which I push to all the platforms, and I have an automatic 15% off applied to everything in my store. I don't have offers turned on most items because I get really frustrated when people send an offer or I accept an offer and then they don't pay. It doesn't happen too often, but happens often enough that I've had my store set for, I'd say, over 6 months now at just the discount. But in order to purchase, they have to pay at the point of purchase, and they do pay shipping as well. So this sold for $42.49. My average cost of goods on this shopping trip was $5.74. So my profit here was $30.32. And this took just 20 days to sell. So an interesting piece, given that it was leather and this design, kind of biker, Western sort of look. I thought this might do well and really happy with the selling price here. This next piece, I don't pick up everything Torrid. As I've mentioned in some recent videos, I like the Torrid Outlander collection, which is a lot of plaid and style themes from the series Outlander. But this Torrid piece I decided to pick up and give it a try. This I got at a Goodwill. My average cost this day was $6.88. This was a longer kind of midi maxi length in a great size, a size 16, kind of this tie-dye pattern and in really great condition. So this sold on eBay, same situation, my 15% off. The buyer just purchased this directly at this price. There were no offers or negotiating involved, and they paid shipping. So my profit on this, my gross profit was $21.45 after my cost of goods. This was a recent pickup in the new year as well. This I found at a Savers when I had a 30% off discount. So my average cost of goods this day was $5.74. I found a bunch of Spanx, all the same size, a size large. On their own, I wouldn't gravitate towards this color, but this actually was a pretty quick sale, just 12 days to sell, excellent condition. Was able to find the stock photo and all the details. Usually this tag here has the style code in it. This first number here, R is the regular length. They do petites and sometimes a longer length. And again, on eBay, the selling price was just here at my 15% off. Someone purchased this outright. There were no offers involved, and they paid shipping. So my profit on this item was $25.35. This came from my own closet. I've worn this for a while, but not my favorite shorts anymore. Just Under Armour. I got this from the outlet mall, size medium. Great condition. There were no stains or anything. So this has sat for a while. I don't usually pick up Under Armour. I ended up selling this on an offer for $9. And these were just my personal items, so I just kept the, after the fees, I just kept the rest as profit. This item I found at a local community thrift shop. Probably would not pick this up again. I think the style wasn't that great. It's an open front cardigan, which is a plus, you know, positive. An extra large petite, but I just think the style was not as exciting, not as trendy. So this took a little while to sell. This was a Talbot's piece. My average cost of goods this day was $8.34. I don't think this item was, there's modal in this, but no cotton modal, but no wool or anything of a higher quality. Not a bad piece. This sold for $22.94. What happened was at this discount price on eBay, this person watched the item, so I sent an additional 10% off, and they did accept the offer and did pay. So my profit on this was $12.86. This was a fast seller. This was also a newer pickup, new in January from a Savers. My average cost of goods this day was $7.51. This is an Ibex Performance Merino wool piece. No holes or stains. There was some sunscreen smell to it. I did give this a wash, and it still had that scent. So I just made note of it here. But people buying this kind of item are going to use it for outdoor, hiking, layering, and they might not be too concerned about the sunscreen. But I did go ahead and note that. This was a women's size large, and it sold for $30.59. So similarly to the last item, a watcher came along, and then I offered another 10% off of this discounted price, and they accepted the offer. This sold in just 7 days, and my profit was $19.30. These I've had for a little while. I've delisted and relisted a couple of times. These are Birkenstocks, the Arizona style, brown leather, a men's 13. And I had some really lowball offers. I had some people questioning if these were authentic and wanting a lot more photos, which I, you know, given the quality of leather and the hardware here, the soles were really great, but there, was some wear to the footbeds. I didn't want to go ahead and do a lot of more photos as someone was requesting. So I just kept delisting, relisting a few times. These took 100 days to sell. I found them at a Savers, and they did sell for this eBay price with the 15% off. So for the $42.49 plus the buyer paid shipping. So my gross profit on this was $34.63. This is from my own personal closet. This is the brand Rice or Reese. It's a UK brand. So you do have to be mindful of the different sizing on here. I go with the US if I have room. I put the UK size as well. But this was just a kind of dressy blouse. I did start the price on the higher side from what I expected to get. And this sold for $53.54. So again, I sent an additional 10% off to the watcher on eBay, and they did accept the offer. So I put a 0 for my cost of goods in this item. So $46.29 was my profit here. And this took 221 days to sell. I've had it listed for a little while. And finally, this is an Aritzia Wilfred piece. I like to look for these skirts. I find that they're pretty noticeable. I don't pick up a lot of skirts to resell. I'll kind of scan and I'll either look for the plaid prints, mini skirts that are plaid and look like wool, the houndstooth here, a little bit of a houndstooth pattern to it, or I'll scan the skirts and look for the maxi length and the floral prints or silk or pleated. But this I've had for a little while, which surprised me the length of time, 331 days to sell. I found this at a Goodwill. And I again had some lowball offers over the year on this. Let's see, this is a wool, mostly wool, a little bit of cashmere. And they come in all different colors and prints. You can usually find a stock photo. But this was a good size too, a size 8. So I'm glad I stuck with it and held out. The buyer paid the $38.24 and shipping for this one. So my profit on this was $25.70. 2 eBay sales, Mercari sales in this week. Judy Blue, I would say in the Judy Blue items, I've only been finding them recently, like in the last 6 months. And I'd say half of them have sold on Mercari. So there's good interest on Mercari for these. Let's see. These were a size 9. I found these at a Savers in January. These are a skinny fit. So even the skinny jeans, they have a raw hem, medium wash. I take a close up there just to show no puckering or pilling. So these just took 22 days to sell. I have that right? Nope, I'm sorry. These were a faster seller, 10 days to sell for $28. And the buyer pays shipping. My cost of goods this day was $10.71. I do the averaging, so I didn't pay that for this item, didn't have this tag on it. Didn't cost me $10, but on average of all the things I got that day. So my profit was $12.95, 10 days to sell. The other Mercari sale was a J. Crew blazer. This is a schoolboy blazer in this tan color, size 8, which is a great size. This is the factory line of J. Crew. But with the blazers, I still will look these up. Factory has the 2 little diamonds underneath. But this was just in great condition, no flaws at all. And I like to pick these up when they're a wool blend. So the regular J. Crew line makes these in 100% wool or 98% wool and wool blends. In the factory, I don't think I've ever found 100% wool in a J. Crew factory blazer. They tend to be a wool blend. Some are entirely synthetic, so I prefer to pick up the wool blends, but you can see this was even from 2017, and I'll still pick these up. This was in really great condition. It has the gold hardware. I found this at a Savers, and it sold for $57. The buyer paid shipping, and my net profit was $40.49. And this took just 15 days to sell. On to my Poshmark sales. This I've had for a little while now. I did pick this up at a Savers. I probably would not pick this up again. I don't do a lot of Levi's. I don't know off the top of my head all the different styles and which ones are selling better or worse. It's pretty easy to look up and do the comparables, and especially on eBay, to see what's selling faster, what's more desirable. But there are also some fakes and sometimes more wear, and some styles are fine with a lot of wear and some are not. So I tend to stay away, but these were new with tags. A decent size, athletic taper. So I decided to go for it, but this took me a little while to sell. 194 days. They did sell it for $25. My profit was $13.68. Get you a closer look of the tag here. So they were initially just $80. But it was pretty easy to list, you know, being new and having all the tags and the style names and everything. But I would not seek this style out to sell. This brand, Alpenrock, I heard from other resellers on YouTube over the years. This and another item which I reviewed in my other video, recapping 2023 and the best sales of 2023. Both of these items I ended up finding on ThreadUp. So I purchased on ThreadUp and was able to flip and sell. The other item from 2023 was an exclusive Alpenrock for a ski resort. So that's ThreadUp had it listed under the ski resort name. I think that's why I was able to scoop it up. This one, it might have just been newer to the website. I don't recall if they had it mislabeled. But I paid $9.06 for this. And it seemed like ones like this, the short sleeve polo, they do kind of 1, 2, 3 sizing is an extra small, but there's always this embroidery and different kind of patches and writing and words on it with all of these. But it was in great condition, no flaws, no damage. So this I had listed a little bit higher, but ended up selling it for the $45, and my gross profit on this was $26.40. And this took 82 days to sell. This is a brand I personally like before I got into reselling, Patricia Nash. This clutch was a little on the larger side in terms of clutches, I guess a medium size. Had this zipper with the wristlet here. It didn't have the tooling, which it's known for in this brand. It has the logo kind of hand tooled in, but otherwise was just the classic cognac color, saddle color, nice leather, no damage really on this, a little bit of wear. I found this at a Savers. My average cost of goods this day was $7.23. I ended up selling it for $19. That was lower than I had hoped for, but I think without the decorative elements, I don't think the plain pieces go for as much. So I probably would not pick this up again to resell. I think I just went for it thinking that I know it's a good brand. The leather quality is very good, and I love this color and leather. My profit on this was $7.97, and it took 69 days to sell. This brand I've only found a couple of times. They have some outdoor pieces. This is a pair of jeans, but the brand is Stio. I think I've sold a puffer coat and maybe a Henley thermal shirt before. This I found new with tags at a Goodwill. My cost of goods this day was $6.07. I had this listed for $90 to start, but I ended up taking an offer for $50. My profit was $33.93. But with the tags, this was really easy to look up the style and all of the details. Great size, a 36 waist. But really great quality brand, organic cotton for these jeans. I was able to find details from the website, and I always provide measurements even on new items just to help the buyers feel more confident in following through with the purchase. So this was good. I always look out for this brand. If I see it, you know, it's in good condition, I'll pick it up. I don't know if I comp this exact style, but having sold a couple pieces, I knew I wanted to resell this item. These I've had for a while. These are black suede booties by Fry, which is a good brand. But I think the shorter ankle boots, these are more common on the resale market. They command less money than the kind of calf height or taller riding boots. Those are definitely where more of the profits can be found. I've had these a long time. I think they're just so basic. I don't know if a lot of people are looking for suede these days. They were in pretty good condition. I always take a photo of not only the bottoms, but I do this angle here to try to show if there's any wear or heel drag, which there was on this pair. I found these at a Savers, and the ending purchase price was $20. My profit was $9.05, and this took 258 days to sell. These are North Face boots, waterproof, a taller length here. They did have some wear just from normal use. I did not work too hard to give these a good cleaning, but they were leather, had the kind of harness strapping to them, so all of that really makes it more interesting. I was able to find the exact style number and kind of name of the boot. I don't go in and get the rocks and pebbles out or clean very good in these. I just don't feel that it's worth my time to do that, especially on used shoes. So I just sell them as is in that case. But one of these style codes brought up the name of the boots here. But I got these for free, so there was no cost to me. I got them from somebody else and sold them for $25 with a shipping discount, so $17.98 was my profit. I did have some good interest in this, no offers. So that's why I think I had them listed at 50 and gave a 50% discount just to move these this winter. Again, I didn't have any cost into this, so I just wanted to get some profit out and move on. This is a Patagonia base layer, the Capilene midweight, men's extra large, long sleeve shirt. I got this at a local community thrift shop. This was in good condition, no pulls. Sometimes there'll be a snag or two on these. These used to sell better for me a couple of years ago. Nowadays, not fast, and people don't want to pay as much for these. I paid $4, sold it for $20 plus a shipping discount. My profit was $9.98. This I was curious to try. I found this at a Goodwill. This is a brand called Doosan, and this was like a really extra long sleeve. I didn't personally try this on, but it seems like this is like way longer than somebody's arm length would be, so I think it would be bunched up or kind of ruched there. It's kind of a turtleneck, cowl neck at the top. It felt very soft. It was 100% rayon. It was a brown color, kind of a chocolate brown. But this tag was just tacked on the corners. I think this brand does okay. I think it demands more money even on the resale market. But I think I just had a piece that was pretty basic, being just the plain brown. So I had some interest. I delisted and relisted a few times. I've had this 263 days. I found this at a Goodwill. I ended up selling it for the $25 and a shipping discount, so $11.43 was my profit. I was getting ready to take this to a consignment store, just knowing it was a better brand, to see if they had any more luck with it. So this being so basic, maybe it wasn't too appealing online, but thankfully I must have run a pretty good discount, probably 50% off on this, and somebody took me up on my offer. Again, this is a designer brand that I came across a couple of times. I have another piece in my closet now, which is a very decorative beaded tunic, which I found first, and then I found these pants soon after at a local thrift shop. My average cost of goods this day was $8.86. These are wool, cropped, wide leg with a pinstripe. The brand is Pichu and Kreberg. Let's see, higher waisted. So I found, in looking up this brand, they have photos from their runway shows. I think it sells for a lot. I don't think there's a strong resale market on this. I've delisted and relisted a number of times. There's the label there. So again, I did a deep discount before I was going to take this to the consignment store to see if they would give it a try and maybe have any better luck. So I was happy to take my profit from a $25 sale with a shipping discount. My profit was $9.12. This I had longer than I thought I would have. It's a really pretty floral embroidered piece in a size large, merino wool, no flaws. It almost looks new. But this just had some interest over the time I've had it listed, but I didn't get many offers, if any, and took a while to sell. This is Garnet Hill. I found this at a Savers, and it was listed for 313 days. Finally sold for the $35. Somebody sent me an offer for that, so I made $20 of profit on this item. This you might have seen if you saw my early thrift hauls from this year. I found 3 Frank and Eileen pants at a Savers, and they were all marked pretty low. So these are the first to sell out of that batch. They're the Wicklow pants. So they're cropped. They have a raw hem to the leg. It's kind of a thin cotton chino twill pant. These are a size 6. And it was missing a button on the inside closure. So there's the hook here with the zipper, but then there was a little tab inside to button it, and that button was missing. But these still sold very quickly, just, let's see, just 2 days to sell. And sold for the 106 with a shipping discount. So this was due to Posher VA. I had it priced at probably 125, and an automatic 15% offer was sent. So my profit on this was $77.85 after just 2 days. So I like to come across this brand. I haven't found it too often. As I said, I found 3 pants altogether on this day thrifting. So that was a really great pickup. And they should all sell, within a few months. This item as well was a recent pickup. I found it at a Savers. This is the brand Habitat, and I called this a tapestry jacket. Sometimes there is a style number, but I haven't always been able to find a stock photo or listing on these items. But there's a following, usually a medium. I like to get the larger sizes here, but with this being colorful, kind of a paisley floral print. I have sold this item before. That's why in the medium I did pick it up, because I had sold it. I had all my listing details already from the last one. This one has like a set of 3 buttons, then a big space, then 2 buttons and a space, and another set of buttons. So I just needed to point that out so people didn't think it was missing anything. It threw me off when I first found it the first time I sold this. But this sold quicker than the last time around when I sold this kind of jacket. This was just listed for 22 days. It sold for the 42, and that was somebody making an offer to me. And my profit was $25.17. This item I've had for a little while. I found this at a community thrift shop. South Parade is the brand, which I'm not familiar with. I found a number of stock photos in the store. I was able to Google Lens it and see that it was a newer item. I forget which boutique it might have been sold through. But it has this preppy, sporty look. It was a good size, being a large, oversized to begin with, but a size large. This kind of sporty striping on it. There's the tag there. But this took longer to sell, and I paid $4, ended up selling for $25. My profit was $16 on this. I wouldn't seek out this brand, but if I came across it, it just had this kind of trendy look to it with the sporty look. So if I came across the brand and it was something newer, I might look it up, but I wouldn't be rushing to pick up this brand. This, I believe, was the highest sale of the week. This is Favorite Daughter, which is the brand. These were black pants. If you are familiar with this, this is the Revolve model, so it was sold on the Revolve website. It was just from 2022, so a recent style called the Favorite Pant, and it was new with tags. I got this at a Goodwill in Boston. My average cost of goods that day was $6.06. I had some lower offers once I got this up and listed, but I held out for the higher price based on the comps, and there was maybe one other size 4, but not a new with tags. So I stuck with it. I didn't grab the quick low offer, but this took only 1 month to sell. Sold for the 130, and my profit was $194. $100.94. Last item here, this was a personal item from childhood collection. Not much money, just $6, but happy that somebody else is going to kind of get some use out of these. American Girl, just little buttons or pins, not for the dolls, but for a kid or a teenager to wear, but just sold them all as a lot, and they had some interest and finally got a sale on these. So no cost of these. I am going through some American Girl items. Some things are worth a lot more than others. Some are faster sellers than others. These, if you see buttons or pins, I wouldn't jump to search them and look them up, but it's nice to just pass along some things that might go to a new home. Well, I hope you got some value out of reviewing some of these items. I think the highlights, if you can find great brands, which just happens by being out and looking and knowing what to look for. The Ibex shirt, that performance merino wool was a quick seller. What else? Frank and Eileen, that's rare for me to find, but if you see it, look it up or just take it home. Even if you don't look it up, it's probably going to be a good seller if it's not damaged. Spanx. What else do we have? Judy Blue. I mean, some really good brands finally had their traction in their sales, and then I was discounting, some of the other things that I'd had for a long time. Some of these designer brands, which seemed really good when I first got them, but just ended up taking a long time to sell and not really having a high resale value, which can happen quite a bit with a lot of brands. So thank you for joining. Please leave any comments about any of the items, if you're having better or worse luck with any of the brands compared to me and some of these sales. And I hope to see you in the next one.